this is the piece of steel that I'll be using to make my blade. And so what I'll do is I'll kind of start thinning this out a little bit. It's a little bit too thick, and I'll start up from the top of the knife. So and I'll work my way down through the blade, and then right here I'll taper this off, and then I'll start forging out my handle. Alright, so now what I'm doing is I'm slowly hammering this side in for the bevel. So this will be narrower than the spine. Okay, so this is day 3 of the forging process. On the first day, which wasn't covered in the video, I took the main bulk of the leaf spring and I spreaded it out, and then that's what started day 2. And this is day 3, and we're about 70% forged so far. I need to work on the tang. I want to thin this out right here and draw it out a little bit longer because it's a little bit short for my hand. I'd like it to come out just a little bit more so we can attach it to pommel. And I'm going to be cleaning this area up right here so we can put a guard in here. And then this will be a Bowie knife style. So I'll be working on forging this. The markings that I have isn't the actual shape that it'll be, but it's just to give you an idea. So just to give you a better view of what I'll be doing is I'll be forging this out here, and then I will be cleaning this up and then forging this little taper here for the Bowie knife. And we're almost finished. We're about 70% through, and then once we do that, then I'll take a grinder and I'll grind in the fuller here. Alright, so now we have the main forging process finished, and now we're going to move on to grinding. So I'm just going to let this sit here, and it's going to kind of anneal a little bit. It'll soften up. So now what we're doing is just grinding the profile of this, cleaning everything up. Start working on the bevel, cleaning the spine of the knife, and I'm going to try to figure out this. I've never done a hidden tank before, so this will be interesting. Alright, so right now it's time to mark where I want to put the fuller. So I'm just going to center it up with the tang here, and that would be about like that. So that's going to be where I'm going to be making my cut. And I'll be doing this for both sides. Now this probably isn't the best way to do it, but I just got a Chinese grinder. I'm just going to take it and drag her across. Alright, that's one side, and it looks like I did relatively good. I just needed a little bit of cleanup work, but that's not too bad. Now I'll just flip it and then do the other side. So that's how my second fuller went, and I say it went pretty good. That's a pretty clean line, and I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, so now for one of the time-consuming parts is I want to take this round file. I got the sandpaper, and I'm just going to start sanding out this fuller here to make it nice.
One eternity later.
Okay, so that's done. That's looking pretty good and smooth. I'm liking that clean line. I'm not going to really polish it up because I'm wanting this to look pretty rustic. So I'm not going to worry about doing that too much. Then now I'll just flip it over and get the other side. Alright, so I grinded that back down some more and sanded that a little bit, and it looks awesome. I love that. I'm so glad I went back with the grinder. I just cleaned up all the flaws and stuff with it, so that's looking great. Alright, so the next step is cleaning up this area right here. So when I slide like my bolster or like my guard up here, it'll butt up smoothly against that. So I'm just going to take a round file and slowly start cleaning this up. Okay, so this is day 4 of making the knife, and today is going to be heat treatment. So right now this knife is extremely soft. Like, you could mold it with a file, do whatever you want. Like, if you would try to put an edge on it, as soon as you would brush it up against something, it just dull up. So how we harden this is what's called quenching. So I got my motor oil right here, and I'll heat this up to about 1500 degrees, and then I'll quench it in this motor oil, and what that does, it cools it quickly and it hardens it. So then it'll be brittle, and then I'll have to soften it back up again. You'll see it here in a minute, but right now just remember we have to heat it up and then cool it down quickly. And one of the best things to do that in is oil. Now, I don't have like Parks 50 quenching oil, but I do have some used motor oil, and that works about the same. Okay, so this is about the best camera angle I can get because my lens isn't like a wide view lens, so this is the best I got. I got it all over in the back of the shop here. But right now, I got the forge going, and then here's my motor oil. So we'll heat this up, and then I'll quench it down into the oil. Now, I gotta be careful. I gotta wear some gloves because the oil will catch fire. Because I won't be able to get this fully submerged. So I'll have to, play around with it a little bit to get it cooled down. So there's gonna be a lot of flames going up, and I don't want to get my hands burned. So I'm going to have to play it the safe way. So since this is such a big knife, I took my hood off so I can have a little bit more access to the fire and adjust it if I need to, just to monitor it really good. So, never done a knife this big. If you look there, you can see the colors running up through the tang right there, and that's the heat. So you see the silver here, that's just normal, just hasn't been affected by the heat. But you see in the middle there's like a straw color, and that's like the different hardness levels. So the more left you go, the color changes, so it's hotter and it's softened up more. So right now I'm just going to take it out and straighten it up a little bit. Alright, so right now I got it straightened to pretty much perfect. So I'm just going to put it back into the fire. I'm going to heat it up really good, really even, and then I'll quench it. Okay, so right now, I don't know if I'm on camera. So right now, golly. So right now it's straightened up pretty much perfect, and put it back into the fire. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to anneal it, which is basically just getting it to the softest point I can. And to keep it simple, all the molecules, you want it to be the exact same thing inside the steel. So we anneal it, then before we quench it, so we get a more even quench, if that makes any sense. As you can see, we're starting to get that good even heat in the blade. I'll have to work on the tang in a minute, but we're getting that good heat right there. And so what we're going to do now is I want to take the knife out when it's hot, set it on the anvil, and let it cool down slowly. So it'll relieve all the stresses from forging, because remember, it was a big piece of steel and we forged it out, and that's a lot of stress on the steel. And so when we heat it up and let it cool down slowly, it releases all that stress. So we'll have a better quench in the end result. Alright, so I moved the camera. Thought you guys would appreciate a better angle. So got the knife in the forge, and I'm just going to bring it down here and then start quenching it. Alright, knife is in the forge, it's ready to go. Here we go. Ooh boy. That didn't go as well as I hoped, but we got it quenched. Alright, so this is the knife after quench. I was looking at it, it looked like it developed a slight bow right there during quench. You have to get like the right angle to see it, but ever so slightly it's bowed. So I don't really know how to address that safely without risking to crack it and stuff, so I'm thinking I'm just going to roll with it, because I'm worried that I'll crack this from trying to fix it. So it's not too bad, but it is a little annoying. So now we're just going to take this wire brush and then run over it and clean it up a little bit. Alright, so right now, this is very brittle. And if I would drop this on like a concrete floor, you'd say, it wouldn't be very good. It'd probably shatter in a few pieces. It wouldn't be very good. It'd probably shatter in a few pieces. So we need to do what's called tempering. And I got this little air fryer toaster oven here. And I'm just going to put this knife in here and set it for about 400 degrees for an hour. And what I'll do is heat this knife up, and it will slowly soften it down. We came out of the tempering process. You can't really see it in the camera, but this is like a straw orangey color, and that's what we want. So we heated it up to about 400 degrees for an hour, so it softens it down, because it was so hard and so brittle that when you soften it down, you still have your hardness, and it give you good edge retention. If not, you couldn't be able to sharpen this or nothing. It would just be too hard. Alright, so right now, here's our guard, and I took a caliper, scored the lines, got the center point, and then I measured where I need to put my holes for the guard. So I'm just going to drill those out right now. Alright, so now we drilled a bunch of holes into this, and then we're just going to take a little chisel and then just chisel that out, which it shouldn't be that bad. So we got that marred out, and the next part is just to file that to a nice rectangle. Okay, after many hours, let's see, I got it to go down that far. It's been like, I don't know, 3 hours of filing. This has been crazy, but almost got it fitted up right. I'm pretty excited. Almost there. A little bit more work to do. Whew. Hour and a half later, was able to get it to mesh up pretty much perfect. There is still a little bit of gap right there, But yeah, I'm just going to fill that in with epoxy. I think that won't be too bad. So it's not bad for my first guard. Okay, so now what we're going to do for the handle, I found this black birch burl, and what we're going to do is I'm going to drill holes down through it, and then we're going to heat the tang up and then push it through. This is called a burn-in, and that's one of the ways you do whenever you don't have a big old drill bit that'll go all the way down your piece. So I want to drill probably about that far, and then I'll burn the rest in. So that'll be pretty interesting. I've never done this before. Alright, so right now I'm just going to heat the tang up. That might be good, I don't know. Okay, so now okay, so this is going very slowly, and I'm starting to form a crack right here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it like right here, somewhere right here. Finish drilling my holes so I can just get it through, and then I'll put my guard in, epoxy this down on itself, and then once it dries for a little bit, I'll add I can't get that off. I'll add a black epoxy finish, and I'll bring it down. And I think that would look pretty cool with the darkness and the big fat guard, and then a black pommel like. So I want to give that a shot, because this is going painfully slow. It's not working out too well. So I had some issues trying to do the burn-in, and I split the wood, which I'm not too worried about that. I think it'll be cool in the end result. Alright, so now the next step is to start epoxying everything together. And I'm going to leave this crack in here, so I'm going to set it down in the epoxy. And this will be all blacked out, and all these cracks will be filled up. So I think it'll look pretty cool in the end result. Alright, so I'm just going to pour part A into one, part B in the other. Alright. Now we're just going to pour both of those in our container. We just want to make sure this gets mixed up very well. And since I'm already mixing, I'm just going to go add my colors, which I'm just adding black graphite. Alright, so I got it all hammered up now, and I got my epoxy here that's real liquid, and so I'm going to set this in there, and this epoxy is going to run through and fill everything in this. Now, I don't typically do it this way, but I think it would be a really cool artistic look to it. Just going to set that down in there. Okay, so now we have the knife down in this cup, and we filled it up with epoxy, so all the epoxy is soaking into the wood, soaking into all the cracks, and in a few days it'll be nice and hard, and then we can start sanding it. Okay, so it's 4 days later. I waited to give this epoxy enough time to cure, and you're probably thinking this is a lot of waste of epoxy, and you're right, but it's only like $2 of epoxy, so I'm not worried that much about it. I just wanted to make sure I got it really good, and I didn't have a good container to put this in, so There's a little bit of waste here, but I'm not really that worried about it. It's only $2. But I want to start grinding on this, and hopefully there's no big air pockets or something, issues that I run into. Alright, so I sanded it up to 320, and now I just got some boiled linseed oil. Just going to pour it on there, give it a nice coat of oil. While that first coat's drying, right now I'm working on another knife, and this, I'm going to try to cover this in my next video, but I'm doing this. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus in on it. There we go, it's a little bit better. It's some file art on the spine. So when you're holding it, this will give you a little bit of texture, and gives it a cool appearance on the top, you know, a little bit of detail. I want to do a how-to video on this next, so stay tuned for that. Put like 4 or 5 coats of boiled linseed oil, and it's just an water bottle I have here, but man, that looks very nice. I love how the split worked out. I was a little concerned about it, you know, fitting everything up and having that in there, but turned out really nice. Take it off the vise. Alright, so this is what it looks like after all the sanding and coating the oil. Okay, so this is what it looks like after all the sanding, coating the handle with boiled linseed oil. You can really see that burl right now. It's pretty cool looking. And this is the side with that crack that we had. And you can see how all the epoxy filled that in, looked really cool. Gives it that cool like split looking like thing. I don't know what you want to call it. But the one thing I don't like about it is during the heat treatment we did have that warp on the blade side. So the spine is straight. You can see that. That's straight. But if you look down the blade side, there's a bad warp. And I'm just a little bit too nervous to try to fix that because I've never really done too much with it just being on one side. So I'm just afraid of cracking this blade after all the work I did forging it. So I'm just going to kind of leave it as is because I'm just going to be using it for splitting kindling. So it's not going to be, you know, something for fine work. It's just going to be sitting on top of it and just splitting the kindling. I say it does pretty good. That's not too bad. Alright, so that's it for this video. Knife came out pretty great. I love the feel of it. This is by far the heaviest knife I've made, and took quite a bit of time. It was over a week of actual making it, and then just to final up the handle. That was like another week after that, but I don't really count that. And yeah, it was a lot of fun making this, and it was a little bit more effort making a video about it, you know, moving the camera around, getting it focused, and is this in shot or something like that. But anyway, thank you for watching the video. Hope you found it informative, you know, maybe learned something new, or maybe this is just entertaining for you. But anyway, thank you for watching till the end. If you want to see more videos like this, like and subscribe. My next video will be on making a pie server, so be looking forward to that. And see you guys next time. Releases all the stress from it is called annealing. And so we have to do this because